G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a VG double barrel shotgun, where the VG stands for Vanguard, and not very good. I did some research on the weapon. This thing's from Call of Duty Vanguard. It's a direct port, so no points will be awarded for making a cool looking gun, because some professional dev did it, who's paid, and probably earned some good money making this thing. They did a good job, so good job. But porting it over to Fallout 4 is a little bit of a pain in the ass, so I guess I can appreciate the effort it was to get this going. This thing's just got standard double barrel shotgun reload animations. You can spruce it up a little bit using the Battlefield 1 animations, which on a COD gun I think is ironic. It's got custom sounds along with that as well, and a little bit of customization. Let's get straight into it. We're going to scroll all the way down, ignore every single one of these, and go for the advanced receiver for the most damage. You'll note that that makes our accuracy 0, so well, good luck hitting literally anything. Obviously, we'll fix that when we elongate the barrel a little bit. Also, worth noting, you might want to chuck on a calibrated, powerful receiver if you want to spam this thing in VATS for criticals all the time. But we'll go advanced for now, and we'll nimble that and move on. Now, for the muzzle here, we've got the brake right now, which helps the recoil on this thing. Honestly, you don't have to worry about recoil too much on a weapon that only has 2 shots per reload, so we're going to skip all of that. The best thing you can do for yourself on a shotgun is to maximize your range stat, because if you're beyond that, then you're going to get half damage. And if your pellets individually breaking up this damage here are hitting for only half, you're not going to be hitting very hard at all. So always go for the full choke. Don't worry about recoil compensation, that's silly. Next up, we've got the barrels, and we want to find the longest barrel we can possibly get. The Vikkie Huntsman here gives us the best range, and that's actually pushed us back to the muzzles here. The Vikkie Huntsman gives us the best range and also accuracy, so we'll be able to hit stuff in VATS a little bit easier, and at further ranges we'll have less damage drop off. Pretty cool. Let's move on to the sights. You can have a sight on here of the reflex variety, which just sort of gets put on the front somehow. There's no Picatinny rails or anything welded onto the side, so I guess we're just, I don't know, put a bit of roof silicone onto that, and she'll be ready to go, mate. And there's a whole bunch of things. You'll probably find that there's a lot of overlap here with the Call of Duty. There's even some scopes for you to utilize if you feel like it. Now, if you've got a specific ammo type, you'd actually find that the scope might be a little bit more useful, but for standard buckshot, you're not really going to get that much good out of it. Let's chuck on a big reflex sight here, just to optimize this thing and its AP costs for purposes of VATS usage. And now we can throw some stocks on there, which the weapon's barrel is too long for you to actually see that. That's what the full stock looks like, going over the marksman. It's got a little bit of a wrap around there, and this one is cool. And you go down to the bottom here, this one gives you even more accuracy. It says weighted, and it will increase the weight of this thing significantly. There's even a tool for, I guess, shotgun maintenance there. Just a little bit of a counterweight to the recoil, I suppose. Although if you make it too far balanced in this direction, then it's going to just kick right up. But I don't think that's going to happen with this giant long barrel made of metal, so we won't worry about that too much. Right now we've got buckshot. You can have the heavy slug rounds, which will change the shots from several small pellets inflicting a split amount of damage to one big fat shell slug thing. There's a 290 damage, which is great for sniping if you want to use this thing with a scope. Now, Dragon's Breath here is interesting because it's got delete here, so whether that is supposed to be here or not, I'm not really sure. But look, if you put delete in all caps and brackets, you know I'm going to use that. There's also 12 gauge frag rounds, which will do more damage than the slug and also have a slight explosive radius on them, and you get an accuracy bonus from these things. You'll note that the 12 gauge frags don't get you that much more range at all, but the heavy slug rounds do. So snipe with the slug rounds, forget about using the frag rounds for sniping. We'll chuck on Dragon's Breath here, hopefully that doesn't crush the game, and some damage modifiers is there if necessary, if you feel like your double barrel is not hitting quite as hard as it should. And we've got legendary effect here. 2-shot would be gnarly, so would powerful would be nice. Instigating would be pretty godly for a weapon like this. Get those criticals and you'll be laughing with instigating, but I never chuck on legendary effects. We've got to see these guns for what they are. So that's our first one. I'll create a couple more, and I'll see you where we usually shoot people. Couple of other things to mention. I've got the calibrated powerful receiver on this for VATS critting and all of that, and the barrel I've installed is this Vikkie LJ24, and it says it increases headshot damage and accuracy while sacrificing wounding capability in other areas. So I'm thinking I might be able to use that just with headshot crits to actually do a whole lot of damage. And also with the sights, there is see-through sights versions of each of these if you feel like using those. I typically don't like them, but the option is there if you want it. Okay, so acquiring this weapon is super friggin' easy, and all you need to do is go to your chemistry workbench. You'll find weapons, Vanguard double barrel, and you hit that for adhesive, aluminum or aluminium, screw, spring, steel, and wood. You can make this, and all you need is gun nut rank 1. Easily done. This weapon is also added to the level list. You'll start seeing it at around level 10. So if you are on the lookout for getting this thing a little bit more naturally than just pulling it out of a chemistry workbench, which has no ways of actually making weapons exist at all, then you can get it from enemies and stuff, where you don't have to think about where it came from. Righto, so we're outside of the KFC car park, ready to throw down with all of those vicious mercenaries just up in that fortress. And this is the VG double barrel in first person. Looks pretty cool. And it's got the Battlefield 1 animations, and it's kind of ironic to be using two competitor-sourced inspirational material to bring it together in a Fallout game, right? We'll just don't think about that. Right now, this one is loaded with the Dragon's Breath, and if you can see, the spread on this thing is nearing the edge of the screen, at least for the top and bottom. So this thing's accuracy, I think, is going to be it's going to leave a little bit to be desired, so maybe we won't use that. This one here has the slugs and the scope. You'll note when you aim down sights, other than the buggy lens there on the scope, that can be fixed for the patch, by the way. We're just going to ignore it for now. It didn't happen. When you aim down sights, there's a significant delay between the gun sweeping closer to the camera to when you can actually see through it. Might be alleviated a little bit using the see-through scopes, but not many weapon mods actually do this. I think that's like, they've brought it in from Call of Duty Vanguard, right? And maybe Call of Duty Vanguard has this long sweeping aim down sights time, but generally for Fallout 4, the guns don't do that, so that's going to be jarring. Here's another one. This one has the calibrated receiver and the barrels to make the headshots do more damage, so spamming this thing in VATS is probably what we're going to do. And here's the last one with 12 gauge frags. When you fire this thing, you get the legendary effect explosion. It's nothing too super or new. And I don't usually draw attention to this, but we've got a new look today. This hairstyle is, I'm getting Panam Palmer vibes from it. Remember her from Cyberpunk? She's my favorite Cyberpunk character. Anyways, let's get started. And what we'll do is we'll drop a quick save just in case I crash again. Okay, we crashed. Don't worry, I've prepared for this. Let's begin again, just like Dead Money. And what we'll do to start off with is we'll try to get a couple of cheeky little sneak criticals in with the slugs. If we can hit the head, I think we can do a whole lot of damage. If we can get maybe 3 of these guys without them noticing, that's number 2 there. Then we can probably have a good time. Eliminating the rapid reaction force before they get too close to us and start shredding us with MG42s, I think, is a splendid idea. Now, I'm thinking, since this is a rifleman-based weapon, and there we go, there's 600 rounds per minute shotgun again, and here comes the grenades. Here we go. We could possibly get... Ouchies. Oh, that's a bug. He's not even holding that properly. He's putting that into the air and shooting at me. Get out of here. Oh, look at that 12 gauge slug. It's a 308 round. Whatever, I'll buy it. Never mind. Alright, let's move over to something that's the console commands. We'll press the 1 button instead. See how that gets us. Oh yeah, okay, we managed to hit him there. In close quarters, I don't think anyone could oppose this type of power, but the trick is hitting them, which might be difficult. Although, we could just use VATS, right? Yep, that works. Our VATS accuracy, despite the accuracy being outside of VATS, is astoundingly good. And if I think we hit for center mass here, we might have a good time. We might even go for a critical here. That's not a terrible hit. Oh, I'm being flanked from all sides here. That's an MG42. Get out. Get out of it. Get out of it. Nice shot. And actually, I killed the gunner standing next to him from the spread of this weapon. That was all intentional. That's a Thompson, I reckon. I didn't recognize that sound. This here is calibrated, powerful buckshot with headshot damage. Let's do without bats. We'll generate some criticals. I deliberately didn't have a stock on this. That's a 14mm pistol. Oh! Oh, you can knock him down with a reflex sight. Great. That's good news. Oh, okay. Looks like I found my go-to here. They're throwing pebbles at me again. That's not pleasant. A little bit off with the flick there. Okay, now they're not getting knocked down. Oi, put that down. Okay, Mysterious Stranger's going to clean that up, but I expected a lot better out of a calibrated receiver there. That's actually a clutch save there, mister. And this one's got a cool little chevron thing. Ooh, okay. That came in clutch just then. That was crazy. Alright. Mysterious Stranger's going to come out again. We'll get a reload, maybe one more. That's just a kill steal right there. Big fat assist on my end. And it looks like it's time for Nerd Rage, so let's just get some cheeky headshot heals before we get done with much else. There we go, that's you sorted. A rapid two-shot there. We'll switch over to something that's got rounds in it. Dragon's Breath it is, and I guess we'll just run point blank and try to get these guys. Is that an MG42? Nope, you get critted, buddy. Oh, bad time to reload. It's like, on average, a 50% chance of reload per shot. How weird's that? You know, you'd love for a Fallout 76 perk to be here, called Quick Hands, just so I could top up the magazine instantly. And a crit for you, buddy. Okay, on this day, I have witnessed a crit miss. That's nuts. Okay, this thing kind of broken. Maybe that's why it said delete. But we're going to press on anyway. If we can get out of the heat for a little bit, and the rain should help us cool down a little bit in that respect. Let's just sneak around. We'll slow down the tempo a little bit. Try to regain control of this situation. Oh, yeah. So, point blank range, sorry, not point blank. Don't worry about that. This thing seems to be an absolute powerhouse with the slug. I mean, not the slugs, the Dragon's Breath, but kind of nothing else. Nice little sniper knockdown there. We're still in caution for the moment. With the rain, you'll tend to get a sneak bonus, or rather, enemies' perceptions are debuffed, so that's why they're a little bit blinder than usual. Nice. That was a clutch sneak crit. Man, what does it take to kill that gunner? That's so many bullets. What about the other one? Okay, we might be able to chain a sneak crit double headshot bat trick here. No, we missed a 95. Ooh, look at you scampering off in that direction. Alright, so they are sort of coming back. Oi. Someone's reloading, and I believe that's the sound of the M249 being reloaded, which is a bug that they're supposed to have fixed by now. Weird over the knee shot there. We'll go for another crit here. Nice, nice. Actually, that's a very loud reload sound. That's supposed to be a bug they've fixed patches ago, but I download the new updates and it never happens. There's actually mods to completely shut it up entirely. Alright, we're going to go for some torso shots here. Nothing special. That's a level up. That means I get a heal. And let's get some, well, at least the one crit back. We might need it later. Dragon's Breath, please. There we go. That's what you want. You don't have to be aiming at these guys. I'm going to try to get them from here. Never mind. Bad idea. That's an MG42. We're kind of outgunned here. Nice. Do it again. Do it again. 84 whiffer. My goodness. It's just awful, isn't it? Is that a Thompson? What am I looking at here? Alright, we need to find some cover here instead of nothing at all. There we go. Alright, so this weapon's been a little bit on the odd side. Get out of here. Got no time for this. It's just a little bit inconsistent. I think they've marked the Dragon's Breath for delete because it's just busted. That's why. It's completely busted. They've put all this spread on it, but if you had like normal spread patterns on it, okay, that was clutch again. If you had normal spread patterns on it, you'd be able to just smash people from ages away. I remember when I was using the Sega 12 in this spot exactly, I switched to Dragon's Breath on it, and I was able just to snipe everything. And Vic's a little bit mad at the moment. A little Call of Duty-esque slow motion door breach there. Yeah, we've basically turned Fallout 4 into Barbie doll wielding Call of Duty, and honestly, this is how it was. That was Todd's vision anyway, so that's normal. And the blood just went away. It's washed off in the rain. Let's go and shoot something else, huh? Okay, so the black hole sun has came along and washed away the rain, and that's one over there just sort of vibing. But what we're gonna try to do is we'll try to kill him with a shotgun. This might not work all that well, but we'll see how we go. Oh, it's just a fox again. Don't worry about him. What I might do here is just get some cheap, easy shots with the 12 gauge frags. That's actually knocked him down there. That's pretty good. We're only hitting him for 109 per shot here, so our damage numbers here aren't all that impressive. But the knockdowns we're getting here are massive. So something about these reflex sights have it marked in as a scope, which I don't know whether that was by design that they've done that, but if they did, maybe I could attribute it to getting it a little bit better in the way of balance. How come that thing is floating? Well, he killed it and knocked himself down again. As you can tell, we're struggling a little bit for damage here. What I might do here is just blast a few VATS rounds on his face, which is that one, currently obscured by his arm. 443 is slightly better. We're not getting sneak criticals anymore. The old sniper thing not working as well as I thought it would. We're going to just smash crits here, I think. 705 or something. 700, almost hitting 800 now. But we're going to need a little bit more than that to get this going. And I'm going to blast through all my criticals in one round, aren't I? The hammer goes down on the blood bug. No, the boom bug, which sends him bloody flying. We can actually get another bit of damage on that whilst he's away there. But I don't think this is going to last forever. He may have aggroed something else down there. Maybe. Who'd have thought that a sniper shotgun would be so effective? I mean, he's a pretty large target. That probably would have fixed him just now as well. Those Mirelurks, I think, are chomping at him. It's hard to believe that we're still in caution after all this time. Like, I get that we're sneaky and everything, but this is a double-barrel shotgun. These things are not known for being quiet. So, I guess we'll just keep shooting at him. He's gonna mutate fairly soon, I think. Maybe we'll get some of these crits back just in case we need them, just for that extra little bit of damage. We might be able to fill it up. We need 5 shots with 10 luck to do it. There we go. There's a cheeky little knockdown. We might get to mutation station now. And we're going to blast him now. Yeah. Dragon's Breath is the way to go. Look at how much damage that is. the instant knockdown effect as well. He's not getting up. Okay, so... you know, if you didn't want me to use Dragon's Breath, you probably could have just taken it out of the mod. The damage difference there was just, well, it was staggering. It is... okay, the balance here is interesting, but I guess we can go one more. We got time, don't we? Okay, so remember in Until Dawn where there's that moment where you're being chased by the Wendigo, you're playing as the dude who's called Chris, and I remember that because Until Dawn was a fantastic and memorable game. Remember how you're supposed to knock the Wendigo back with 12 gauge, like, shotgun shells, right? Because they had the force to knock him back, yeah? Think about how much their job would have been easier if they were able to utilize stuff like Dragon's Breath, because it's established that the flames, they knock down they burn through the Wendigo's hide, right? So you are not getting up, are ya? No. One cooked Wendigo for you. And a double tap just to make sure. Anyone else want a piece of this? We're gonna see if I can hit this guy. That's Feral Ghoul Reaver. It's like the Civil War all over again. Those muskets weren't hitting anything. That was your fault for moving closer. Wow, that was cool. I hit something. Although they're kind of point blank, so whatever. Getting XCOM vibes out of this a little bit. Anyways, so I think we'll call it there. So yeah, using Dragon's Breath to burn through the armor and also to kill the thing. That would have been the best if the hunter had any brains on him. And also, there are more whales here now that I've installed Mutant Menagerie. Maybe. Actually, no, seems pretty standard for what the insects might be hiding around. But why are there so many beached whales at this spot here? Can I ask Oxhorn? Does he know? Anyways, that was a Vanguard barrel shotgun. Apparently, the bloatfly maggots, the thing never goes away. So, that's not pleasant. But... you know what's pleasant? This weapon mod. Go get it. Links in the description. There'll probably be an Xbox port too. I'll have to chase that up post-recording. But thank you very much for watching. Highly recommended.